Thank you to Corsair for bringing us to Computex 2016 this year. Check out their lapdog. It allows you to game on the couch with a keyboard and mouse. It's pretty cool. Description down below. Also, thank you to MSI. They have a cool Aegis desktop here and their GTX 1080. So this is the Dark Base Pro 900, and instead of starting with the outside and slowly going in like I normally do with a case, I'm going to go right to the juicy stuff. This is the removable motherboard tray. As you can see, it's in my hand instead of like in the case. That's natural. That's supposed to happen. It has stuff like rubber bumps on the back so you can actually put it down on a table and it can rest nicely without scratching anything. So you can build your computer almost entirely outside of the case and then slot this guy in and go from there. We recommend in all of our build guides to build outside of the case first. This allows you to do that, but not waste all of your work. The two other adjustment points for the motherboard tray are vertical adjustment and inversion. So vertical adjustment makes it so you can either bring it down to be more compatible with thicker radiators or bring it up so you can get above the power supply and show off your entire motherboard. Inversion makes it so you can flip it over, put it on the other side of your case, have your graphics cards pointing up, all that kind of fun stuff, and move the windowed side panel to the other side to have your case in like a switch configuration. It has a ton of cable management loops for Velcro straps or Zap straps or whatever else, and a fan controller. It has 3 PWM and 3 non-PWM plugs, although this is the non-Pro version. The Pro version has 4 of each. I'll get more into the differences of those later on. Also on the back of the motherboard tray is a single SSD slot. If you only want to have one SSD, you can kind of tuck it back there. It's all nice, clean, and tidy. And a massive CPU cooler cutout so you can easily install whatever you have. Speaking of CPU cooler, if you want to go with water cooling, you can naturally fit a 360 or 420mm rad in the top. And if you want to go for the front, if you remove the 5¼ inch bay, you can fit also a 360 or a 420mm rad. Or if you leave it in there, I believe you can fit a 240 or 280. All of the fan intakes are filtered with removable filters, which is great, and when you get the case, it comes with 3 Silent Wings 3 140mm fans. Another cool thing about the cooling is that the air doesn't actually come in from the bottom of the case, it comes in from the side of the bottom of the case. You don't have to worry as much about the computer being on carpet or something like that where you might pick up different debris, which is never fun. Next up in the modular fun, we have the hard drive trays. So the computers, Pro and non-Pro, come with 7 of these different modular hard drive units. So you could fit 7 hard drives or 14 SSDs, as one can be mounted in the top and one can be mounted in the bottom. You can also buy 2 additional if you want to remove that 5¼ inch bay that's up there, which I expect you probably will anyways, although I don't know if you need that many drives. That means theoretically you could have 19 total SSDs in proper mounting positions, but we all also know that you could just dangle them around and that would be fine too. The inside of the case is lined with sound dampening material, and the non-Pro version, which would have a solid panel on the left-hand side instead of a window naturally, unless you inverted the motherboard tray, whatever, don't worry about it, would also have sound dampening in there, although the Pro version wouldn't because, again, naturally, it's a window. Moving to the outside, on the top you have your I/O, which is 2 USB 2.0, 2 USB 3.0, a mic and headphone jack separately, power and reset buttons, hard drive LED, PWM controller switch, so you can have it go through the motherboard or through the PWM controller that Be Quiet supplies. And then last but not least is an Rgb switch. So with the Pro version, not with the non-Pro version, it comes with a bunch of LED strips, and I'm sure if you got the non-Pro version, you could add your own as well. It's on the Pro version, not on the non-Pro version, at the very top of the case, there is a key charger to charge your phone, just in case you don't want to plug it in through USB or whatever. So the differences between the Pro and the non-Pro is that the Pro has a window, has lights, and has a key charger on the top. The non-Pro has no window, no lights, no key charger. That's the only differences. Let me know what you guys think of the Dark Base Pro 900 in the comments down below or on Twitter or wherever else. We're pretty easy to contact. Thank you to Corsair for sending us here this year. If you want to game on the couch with a keyboard and mouse, check out the lapdog. That's pretty cool. Also, thanks to MSI, they'll be showing off their Aegis X desktop and their MSI GTX 1080 Gaming X 8G graphics card at the show. We'll be checking them out later on, so stay tuned for that and stay subscribed to Linus Tech Tips for all of our Computex 2016 content.